You remember it perfectly. The room, the words, the way it felt. But you're wrong. Not about the big thing that happened. About the details your brain quietly added afterward without ever telling you it did. Here's the strange truth. Your memory is not a recording. It never was. You think remembering is like pressing play on a video. You open the file and there it is, exactly as it happened. But what your brain really does is closer to rebuilding a sandcastle from a blurry photograph. Every time you remember something, you construct it again, from fragments, in the present moment. And in that rebuilding, things change. The first person to prove this was a psychologist named Frederic Bartlett. In the 1930s, he gave people a strange folk tale to read, full of odd details that didn't fit their expectations. Then he asked them to recall it, again and again over weeks. The story didn't just fade, it transformed. People smoothed out the parts that felt foreign. They dropped what made no sense to them. They added logic where there had been mystery. Each person slowly rewrote the tale to match their own world. Bartlett called this reconstructive memory. Your brain doesn't store the past. It stores a rough sketch, then fills in the rest with what it expects should have been there. So what does that mean for you? It means some of your most vivid memories contain details that never happened, and you can't feel the difference. A false memory feels exactly as certain, exactly as real as a true one. There is no internal alarm. Confidence is not proof. Decades later, a researcher named Elizabeth Loftus pushed this somewhere unsettling. She showed people a film of a car accident, then asked how fast the cars were going. But she changed one word. Some were asked how fast the cars were going when they hit each other. Others, when they smashed into each other. That one word did something impossible. The people who heard smashed remembered the cars going faster. A week later, they were far more likely to say they had seen broken glass. There was no broken glass. The word had rewritten what they saw. Loftus called this the misinformation effect. Information that arrives after an event doesn't sit beside your memory. It seeps into it. And afterward, you cannot separate what you witnessed from what you were told. She went further. In a later study, her team convinced adults that as children, they had been lost in a shopping mall, crying, before being rescued by a stranger. It never happened. Their families confirmed it. Yet a quarter of them came to remember it. Some added the color of the mall, the face of the person who found them. They defended a memory built entirely from a suggestion. Why would a brain be built this way? Because a perfect recording would be useless. You don't need every pixel of the past. You need its meaning. That fire burns. That this route leads home. So your brain compresses experience into gist and throws the rest away. Memory evolved to guide your future, not to preserve your past. But maybe you think your sharpest, most emotional memories are safe. The ones burned in by shock. Even those betray you. Psychologist Ulric Neisser studied flashbulb memories, the vivid recollections people form during shocking events. The morning after the Challenger shuttle exploded in 1986, he had students write down exactly where they were and how they heard. 2.5 years later, he asked them again. The results were staggering. Many gave accounts that flatly contradicted what they had written at the time. And here is the part that should stop you cold. When shown their own handwriting, some refused to believe it. They trusted the false memory in their head more than the true record in their hand. Their confidence was total. Their accuracy was gone. Vividness tells you how strongly you feel a memory, not how accurately it happened. So where does this leave you? With a mind that is not a witness, but a storyteller. Every memory you hold is reshaped each time you touch it, colored by what you've learned since, bent toward the story you already believe about yourself. Your past is not fixed behind you. It is being written right now in the act of remembering it. This isn't a reason to despair. It's a reason to hold your certainty a little more loosely. To listen when someone remembers a shared moment differently. They may not be lying. Neither are you. You are both just brains, rebuilding sandcastles from photographs you can barely see. So the next time you remember something perfectly, the room, the words, the way it felt, remember this instead. You were never pressing play. You were painting.